All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Now, this lesson is going into the missiles, man. All right, which in the scriptures, you'll see that they're being called arrows. Okay, when you read the book of Deuteronomy, the scriptures say how let's go get that. I forgot which verse it was. Arrows. So can I get this? This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32. Start at verse 41. It says, "If I whet my glittering sword, and mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me." And that sword is speaking of the missiles, man. Let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 34. All right. Let's get Isaiah chapter 34. This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4. It says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf farther off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree." All right, and the heavens being rolled together as a scroll is going into that mushroom cloud, man. Okay, that's going to come from what? From the destruction. And see, the prophet John, all right, John the Revelator, seen the same thing in a vision, man. In his vision, man. John the Revelator seen the same thing. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 13. "And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth." Okay, which the stars of heaven represents what? The missiles, man. When you see these, when you see these missiles, all right, that's gonna be flying through the heavens, flying through the upper atmosphere. All right, they look like what? Like stars. It says, "And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll that is rolled together," just like we read in Isaiah 34. Okay, the heaven departed as a scroll, man. Okay, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And this was going to take place in these last days from this fiery destruction, man. The earth is going to rock to and fro. The mountains and islands are going to be moved out of their places. All right, the great mushroom cloud, man. You know, let's go back to Isaiah 34. Okay. Isaiah 34, let's keep on reading verse 5. It says what? "For my sword," that's that glittering sword, man. "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven." Okay? In the heaven, meaning the upper atmosphere, those missiles are going to be bathing through the upper atmosphere. They're going to be flying through the upper atmosphere, man. It says, "Behold, it shall come down upon" who? Upon Edom, Idumea, Esau, man. Which this is really speaking of America. All right. America is Mystery Babylon the great city, the great whore. Okay. Which is ruled by who? The children of Edom, which is the so-called white man. Okay. It says, "And upon the people of my curse to judgment." All right. Now let's drop down to verse 8. It says what? "For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch." Okay. "And the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch." America is going to be destroyed by fire, man. America is going to be burned up, man. Okay, America, Babylon, the great, this land of Edom is going to be burned up in these last days, man. Okay, by what? By the missiles. All right. So going back to Deuteronomy, so it says, "If I whet my glittering sword, and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies and will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows," once again, going into the missiles, man. That glittering sword, the arrows, the missiles. It says, "I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy," man. Okay, now let's go into the arrows. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 50. Okay, this is the book of Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, right? This Jeremiah chapter 50 is going into Babylon, man. What Babylon? Babylon the Great. America, man. Okay? As we read in the book of Isaiah 34, that sword that shall come down upon Edom. America, man. When you go down to verse 42, it says what? It says, they shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, everyone put in array like a man to the battle against thee, O daughter of Babylon. And what nation of people is linked to the daughter of Babylon? Psalms 137, verse 7. It says, remember, O Lord, Yahweh Shema Washai, the children of Edom, Idumea, Esau, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, man. You see? O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that watered thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones, man. You see? The children of Edom are synonymous with the daughter of Babylon. This is why when we go, let's go back to Jeremiah 50, read verse 9. Okay, that sword, the arrows, man, the missiles. Verse 9, it says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. And those arrows are the missiles, man. Because the Lord is going to have these nations shoot their arrows, their missiles at America, man. Verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. You see? And what's one of the main nations, you know, according to Bible prophecy, that bend the bow? Russia, man. Okay, Russia, which is Gog and Magog. Okay, the Medes. Okay, let's get that. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she has sinned against the Lord, man. And this is what's going to take place in these last days. The Lord is going to have these nations shoot their arrows at America, man. These missiles. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Right? And when you get this chapter, once again, it's going into America, Babylon the Great, man. Okay, Babylon, man. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows, right? All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Okay, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, which is America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashema Washai overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, man. This how America's gonna go out. In like fashion is Sodom and Gomorrah, by the way of fire, man. Coming from what? These arrows, which are the missiles. This is why when we read in Isaiah 34, it said what? Her stream shall become burning pitch. You know, her dust into brimstone, the land shall become a burning pitch. Roughly paraphrasing, man. America is gonna be burned by fire, man. Okay? This is the judgment for Mystery Babylon the Great. Read Revelation 18. All right? The book of Baruch, chapter 4. Okay? Fire shall come upon her, man. The Lord shall judge the whore by fire. This is what's going to happen in these last days, man. This land of Edom, the Edomites rule, okay, the so-called white man. All right? Let's go back to Jeremiah chapter 50. Let's drop down to verse 29. It says, call together the archers against Babylon. And who are the archers? The archers represent these other nations. Archers handle the bow and arrow. Well, these nations are likened unto archers, and their arrows are what? Their missiles, which ultimately are the weapons of the Lord's indignation. Okay? It says, and ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she had done, do unto her. For she had been proud against the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashema Washai, against the Holy One of Israel, man. You see? And this is what's going to take place in these last days. You see? This is what's going to take place in these last days, man. These archers, these nations are going to shoot their arrows at America, man, at Babylon the Great. And this is how it's going to be destroyed by fire. Okay, you keep on reading verse 31. It says what? Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh Shemawashai of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud is speaking of Esau. And the most proud shall stumble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, which shall devour all round about him, man. And that's what's finna happen. Okay? America is gonna be burned by fire, destroyed by fire, man. Okay? This is what's finna happen in these last days. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11. Make bright the arrows. Once again, the arrows are going into those missiles, man. Those stars, those as John the Revelator called them, the stars of heaven. Okay? Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh Shemawashai had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which once again going into Russia, man. Okay, Russia is one of those main nations. All right, in prophecy, man. Okay? To go against this beast, which the beast, is NATO, America, the EU, the beast, the whore, and the 10 horns, NATO being the beast. All right. And Russia being the Medes, Gog and Magog, man. It says, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it. And this was going to happen in these last days, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Shemawashai, the vengeance of his temple, man. And this how the Lord is gonna take his vengeance, man, through this great destruction. All right? Because ultimately these are his arrows, these are his missiles. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, man. And what arrows can be shot to the ends of the world? That's because the arrows that it's speaking of aren't literal. Okay, these arrows are speaking of the missiles, man. These missiles is going to go from one part of the earth to another, from one continent to another, man. Okay? That's these arrows that the scriptures are speaking about that's going to come to America and make it as Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Okay? And that's really the point. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to close it out, give infinite praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone, time of this truth. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect.